All right, third time's a charm. Here we go. We got the sound working. All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Sunday Night Charts with Jim of All Trades. Good to see you guys. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're well. Got 9 of you waiting in here. That's awesome. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see what's going on with Bitcoin tonight. We're going to look at Bitcoin, and we're going to look at the rest of the market. We're going to do an overall analysis, keep our heads about us, and try to understand where the market might be heading. Don't forget, guys, I'm not here to give you financial advice, though. I am here to show you the way I look at the market. So with that said, let me activate my camera here. Boom, activated. There I am in all of my glory. All right, good to see you guys. What's up, Seth? Good to see you. Hey, Crypto Fever J, how you doing, buddy? I'm doing well, doing very well. All right, let me know you're here. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me be love to know. I haven't asked that recently, so. Where are you watching from? Where do you hail from? Sunday Night Charts. I think I'm going to keep this one to an hour tonight, guys. I'm feeling pretty dog tired for sure. Let's see if I can get my camera working here a little bit better. Right there we go. Ugh. Okay. There it is. All right, guys. We're going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to look at Ethereum. We'll look at XRP, ADA. Look at all the normal ones we always look at. And then we're just going to see what the market might be doing. We'll look at the DXY as well as the S&P 500 and whatnot. So, all right. Well, guys, let's jump into the analysis. Don't forget, again, I'm not here to give you financial advice, just showing you how I look at the market. I already said all that stuff. Let's get rocking here. All right. Let's back out here to the daily chart, looking at Bitcoin. Boom. I'm assuming audio and video is good, Chemo. Let me know, buddy. My eyes are so bad. I need my glasses, but I don't see them anywhere. I don't see them. I'm not sure where they are. Let's see if I got my extra pair. Nope. Nah, I'm going to have to find them. All right. Both audio and video. All good. All right. Very good. Thanks, guys. All right. Well, let's jump in here, guys. Well, here's something that's very, very important here. So we have Bitcoin in a range. I mean, we're still ranging, guys. I mean, we're still in this broader range between 25K and right now in 28K. You know, we're still there. We are in making higher highs and higher lows. Technically, that's an uptrend. We've been looking for this thing to continue to work its way up. Work its way up for a particular wave. But man, I tell you what, when I see a break of structure like we have just witnessed here, when I see a break of this wave structure like we've witnessed, that's no good. That's not a good signal. Okay, so I've been kind of bearish because of that signal right there. Just looking on this daily chart here. We have broken on the daily chart. Just looking at the daily here, we've broken the price structure here. You'll notice the RSI momentum here. It broke to the downside here. It broke out of this trend that was going to the upside. Okay, it broke. It's now retesting, which is a normal pattern of Bitcoin. It's retesting in 3 waves, and it's providing some hidden bearish divergence. Looking on the 4-hour right now, looking on the 4-hour and the 2-hour, you'll notice that the 2 hours overbought with hidden bear. Okay, so those are signals that says, hey, listen, this looks like a potential 3-wave pullback. This was a break. This was a break of structure. We broke out of this trend here. It is now retesting in 3 waves. Okay, and right now, until this breaks back up into this area, this is bearish. Until that breaks up back into this trend line zone, this is bearish for another wave to the downside potentially. All right, so this is looking like 3 waves. It kind of looks like a WXY here in the middle, though this wave structure right here is just absolutely trashy. Hard to understand the small time frame wave structure there, but nevertheless, it looks like 3 waves. Best I can tell. So something like this could be a truncated 5th wave of this move right here. This could be a wave 4, something like that. Okay, and now we go down for a wave 5, or that could be even a wave 2 of some kind. Okay, so anyway, this is there are bearish signals on the chart. They can be taken out. Those bearish signals can be taken out if price gets back into this zone here. We've got 2 ideas here. We've got this liquidity zone right in here. This box, this area right here of oscillation in price. If price gets back into this area, there's a good chance we'll come back up to the top of the zone and maybe even break out of it. But if it finds some resistance here at the bottom of this breakout, also we've got this diagonal trend line here, and this finds resistance here at this particular trend line. This could just break on down here to the downside for another wave. So that's the way I'm personally looking at the chart right now. It's either up or it's going to be down. It's always that. I'm not here to tell you I know what's going to happen. I'm telling you that these are signals that we're seeing on the chart. And now we know that the market makers and those that move this market can do whatever they want with price. They can pump price. If they want to pump price, they can take out stops. They can make it look bearish and take it bullish. They can make it look bullish and take it bearish. We know that anything is possible. However, there's a lot of bearish sentiment here in the market as we think about what's going on right now in the world. We got war going on that's escalating around we got Ukraine, we've got Israel now, we've got bad economic times right now. We got lots going on here. There's some bearishness overall in just as we think about things. And so the chart is looking bearish. Even the regular markets, they're looking pretty bearish. So anyway, my bias at the moment, until price breaks back up here, I've got to say, hey guys, this is bearish price action. Okay, now this certainly looks like 3 waves right there, but this could be a small pullback and we get more downside to come, or this thing could pump up the jams and come up even higher than it has. And that's a possibility as well. And we'll talk about some different targets and different wave structures here in just a moment. Okay. All right. So with that said, that's the first thing I see. Just this low-hanging fruit in the market right now on the chart. That's the very first thing I observe is the RSI. The RSI bearishness that we see, the hidden bear on the chart. If you don't know how to recognize hidden bear, basically you're going to look at the movement of price compared to the movement of the RSI, and you'll notice that price is not moving as fast as the RSI momentum indicator is moving. And so you'll notice that this last peak is making a downward trend, while this peak in the RSI is making an upward trend. Okay, and that's letting you know the RSI is resetting, letting the sellers come back in for another round of selling. Okay, so basically the RSI, the buyers are buying up as much as they can, but they're only able to match the momentum of these previous. They're running out of time to buy. They're running out of momentum to buy. Let's just say it that way. And so as soon as that structure of that buy breaks to the downside, that's going to be an indicator that, hey, the buyers are exhausted now, and the sellers are coming back in for another round of selling. Okay, that's at least a way that we look at the RSI, and that's a signal that says, hey, listen, be careful here. There's some bearishness on the charts. Okay. All right. Now, with that said, small time frame. What actually, without going into the small time frame, what is this? What is this particular count? What's happening here on the chart as far as wave structure is concerned? I'll tell you what. It's pretty dang hard. I'll be honest with you. But we're going to talk about the bull count and the bear count here. RSI is kind of got leaning bearish right now, but they could take that out easily with price pump. Okay, all they have to do is pump price back to the upside here, and they could take out the bearish look to the chart. Okay, in other words, they broke this trend. They could bring it back in here as a fake out and take it up and give us some kind of WXY potential here, where this is going up in maybe a complex wave. It could go up as a diagonal. Okay, not a big giant fan of I was a fan of the diagonal, but I've kind of lost my love and feeling for the diagonal a little bit. But they could take it up something like that, where the break of that structure is what it is. It doesn't matter. Nothing is, no trend line is certain, and no, they could break that structure anytime they want to. So this could be expanding diag of some kind. So they could be taking it up that way. So that's the bullish look at the chart right there. But the fact that this has broken this price structure, that's a bit of a bearish signal. I mean, if you look at all the prior times that Bitcoin breaks that kind of structure, I mean, you can just kind of see the way she likes to act here. For instance, right here, you had this price structure here, holding this trend line, boom, 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 and then broke. Okay, once it broke, it retested it in 3 waves. Okay, it retested that breakout in 3 waves, and then it continued on down. Okay, so that's the way Bitcoin moved there. You had, let's look at some other examples of the same thing. Here's another example there where you have this little trend line here. It came down, it broke, it didn't even retest it. It just shot down. So it doesn't have to retest. Okay. Here's another example where you had this price trend right here. Okay, this price trend there. It came and broke, played around, broke, retested again, and eventually worked its way. That was kind of trashy price action, but nevertheless, that's the way Bitcoin likes to move. Okay, so now we have this 3-wave structure on the chart. As Elliott wave traders, we look at this and say, hey, okay, that looks like 3 waves. And so it looks like, okay, we got a 3-wave structure. What is that 3-wave structure doing? Okay, how is it acting within the wave? That's the question we need to ask here. And so let's just kind of look at it and say, okay, what could that be? What wave structure could that be, and what might be happening as far as price is concerned? Okay, well, when I look at this wave to the downside here, I look at that and I say, okay, that's clearly I say clearly, pretty clearly, a three-wave move. In other words, we have an A, a B, and a C, right to here or to here. I think it's to there. That's my count there, where you have 5 waves in C. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's a really ugly count. There's a lot I don't care for here in this count. So there's pieces of this I'm not super happy about. I don't like tremendously. Nevertheless, there's 3 waves overall there. So okay, what's happening here? Well, we've got a 3-wave structure here. Best I can tell, we got a 3-wave structure that is retesting this breakout here, but it's also retesting this entire move. It's retracing that move. If we pull the retrace fibs on that guy there, you'll notice that we came up to the 50 and we rejected off of it. Okay. Now normally we get up to the golden zone. We did not make it up to the golden zone here. We rejected off of it in 3 strong waves. Okay. Now, my take is that more than likely, this is going to come down a little harder to finish this as a 5-wave move. It's going to be extended. This will be 3 waves still, okay? And then I would imagine we'd get another 3 waves back to the upside, okay? Once this is finished, then that would give us a larger complex correction. We would call that a WXY, a double correction. And that would be a large correction that would be proportional, which is very important to us Elliott waivers. Okay, that would be a proportional structure, corrective structure to this entire move to the downside. Okay, so that's one way to interpret what we're seeing on the chart. That's one way to do it. Now, another way to interpret what we're seeing on the chart is that we have a very, very bearish look on the chart. This has corrected, that this was a correction. Come on. This was a correction in and of itself. It's finished. It's done. It's complete. And now this has begun a 1, 2, 1, 2 maybe to the downside, where we're about to get a very, very strong move going back to the downside. Okay, and that's a very bearish look, okay, where this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Okay, that we get an impulse wave, okay, where this becomes 3, 3. Okay, now this hasn't made it up for a 5, so this could be some kind of 3-wave move to the downside. I'm not sure. Another way to look at that is that this is a 1, 2, and that's a 1, 2, but I don't think so, because that's too big. This is not in proportion to this original 1, 2, so I'm not inclined to that look, unless you count this as 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you count that as 5 waves, then you have a 3-wave pullback here. Okay, that could get complex. There's 3, and now this could be the beginning of something larger to the upside, where this is a complex correction back to the upside. Okay, in which case we would look for more down after that's done. There are so many things that the market could do from a wave structure standpoint right now. It's crazy. So we have to look at what the signals are besides wave structure. We have to look at what the signals are that we're seeing, and try to trade those as unbiasedly as possible. So for me, the hidden bearish divergence is very powerful on the chart for me right now. When I see this wave getting overtaken by that wave right there, and this wave right here very far away from price there, they don't compare to each other. Though the slopes of these don't compare. So that's a strong signal for me that the market is bearish, that regardless of what the wave structure this is, I'm more likely to be looking at something to the downside here, that my bias is down right now. Okay, and now it doesn't mean I'm correct, but that means, what that does mean is that that's an idea based upon an unbiased look at what the RSI is doing and what that's indicating. Okay, so we have the 1 hour, it's overbought. Okay, we have a 3 wavishness here. It's really trashy, but yet there's a 3 wavishness here. Oh, come on, I'm trying to draw it. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, that looks to be potentially complete. We have retested this breakout. In other words, we had a level here that has now been retested. All right, it's a good possibility that we find resistance here and price continues to the downside. Regardless of what the Elliott wave count is, that would be my bias right now. Okay, now I only change that bias if if the RSI gets reset somehow to the downside by price finishing a correction, for instance, like this. Right now, this could finish a correction like this, yet hold price structure in some form, okay, and then continue to the upside. Okay, now if this happens here, I would expect the RSI to reset, and once the RSI is reset on the hourly chart, back down to the 30 zone, and I see a 3-wave correction here in price, I might look to take a long if the signals let me know that, hey, this is looking like, hey, that looks like 3 waves. Let's see if I can draw it here for you. This looks like 3 waves here. The RSI has reset on the hourly chart. Then we'd be looking for another move to the upside. Now, if that happens, then all of a sudden we're looking at this wave now, much like these choppy waves here. We're looking for some choppiness here. Now, it doesn't mean we have to go up and take the high out, but that would be one consideration, that we would eventually make our way up to take the high out, and more than likely it would have to be in 3 waves. So if price wants to come on up, despite the bearishness that we're seeing, it would seem to me that it would need to reset first on the smaller time frames, 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute, things like that. Okay, it would need to reset potentially. It doesn't have to. Shoot, price could pump from here like that if it wants to, and that would pump the RSI way up here, and that's possible. It could happen. And then all of a sudden, what looked like 3 waves is turning more into a larger impulse wave or a larger correction. Now, if price pumps like this, I would then look at this structure. I would look at this as a completed A, B, and a C as completed. And I would then probably look at this as some kind of 3-wave, larger 3 waves that's correcting this. And I'd be looking for more down later. Okay, now that would be complex, a complex correction to the downside. If something like that plays out, that would be a complex correction. All right. So that's a way the market could completely negate the bearishness that we're seeing on the chart by a pump. Okay. There is room in the 4-hour chart for RSI pump. There's room. It's not overbought by any stretch of the imagination. There's plenty of room for price to pump and to pump hard. Okay, to come out and maybe stop some people that are shorting down here, stop some of those guys out, take some of that liquidity, and be some kind of a corrective wave to the upside, where then we would expect some more down after that. Or this goes up in some kind of a three-wave move where it corrects and goes up in some kind of a three-wave move, okay? It's hard for me to draw the exact shape you would see, but something like this, right? Where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That would be a 5-wave move, best I can tell. Or a complex correction where you have ABC. This is ABC. And then we'd be looking for ABC. And that would be the complex correction we've already spoken of a couple of times. I've already mentioned that. But again, that's something that could play. Now, the funny thing is that this complexity that we're seeing, or that I'm drawing here, could take a much more complex shape here in the middle, where this becomes complex to the downside before you get that three-wave move. And that's another complex wave that could play out. That would also be a WXY as well, okay? It would just take a lot longer, and both of those structures would be bearish in the market later down the road. It would take a lot longer to play out. We're talking finishing the year out, playing in price playing in this range. And we've talked about this, okay? Price playing in here before next year we get a major dump. Now, that's a possibility. I don't know if that's going to play or not. That's a possibility. All right. I've been ignoring you guys for a while. I'm going to probably keep ignoring you just for a little longer, just to say, okay. So really, there's so much that can go on in here. My warning to you guys is to be careful in your trades. You want to look for a condition on the RSI that you get oversold or overbought. You want to see a trend develop, and you want to see a break of that trend. Okay, a break of that trend to maybe think about taking trades opposite of the other direction. In other words, trade the signals on the RSI, let it know when it's exhausted, or one way or the other. When it tells you play breaks of structure here. There was a short. There's a short developing right now, potentially, unless this pumps really high right now, which is possible. Price is real pumpy right now, but it's got a real three-wave look to it. This has three-wavishness here. It kind of looks like a zigzag, really. A, B, and C. And it looks like it's correcting this wave here. Now, this could totally be very bearish. 3, 3, 5. There's a beautiful flat right there, potentially. That's a flat right there. 3 waves up, broke the top of a 3-wave move there, and then you had 5 waves in C. Okay, that's a beautiful structure right there. Okay, you got 5 waves in C here. Boom. And now you got A, B, and a C. It looks like that. So that could be an A wave and a B wave. Okay, and you could be looking for a C wave next, and that may give you a reset of the chart, a reset of the price and RSI, and get you ready for another bullish move. Okay, so that's a setup for you that may or may not play. Whenever I offer a setup, I'm not telling you that it will definitely happen. I'm simply showing you a wave structure that if it does happen and you recognize it, that might be a good signal for you to maybe take a long off of a 5-wave move. Maybe you get a 5-wave move that comes down kind of fast and furious. Okay, and maybe that move comes down, retests this breakout right here. Okay, and then gives you a long setup. So that's potential. Now, this trend line right here is something to pay attention to, because if this trend line breaks to the downside here, that's going to be a much more bearish signal. That'll be a signal that this is more than likely not going to bounce back up like I drew as an ABC there, but rather this is the beginning of something new to the downside and maybe a continuation wave of what we were looking for. All right? So there's lots of things that can happen here, guys, and just the warning stands that be careful in your trading. I wouldn't be quick to chase this pump here, and FOMO into a pump right now. Let the market come back to you. Let the market settle a little bit. Let it come back to you. Reset the RSI on a time frame that you can trade, because right now, I mean, there's no if you're not in a trade, if you missed this long from this morning, then you don't have any kind of entry right now. You're looking for maybe a short, maybe, but even then, we don't have a clear finished wave yet. This isn't showing signals of that it's finished. It's trying to, but she's pumping pretty hard right now, and so there's a real. But it looks like an ABC. I've never seen. It's been a long time since I've seen kind of clean cut wave structure like this in Bitcoin. That looks so clean and pretty. It's unreal. Seth, you know how pretty that looks, don't you? It's too pretty. It really is. It gives you a sense that, hey, that I got 5. I mean, look at this, guys. I mean, this is about as textbook as you get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then what? You got this 3-way pullback here, and then looks like you got another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so it kind of resembles a finished move. Now, it may not be complete. It may want to pump up and go with a higher target. There may be may want to take out the liquidity at the top of this box, potentially. So you got to watch out for that. We do have some divergence working on the 1 minute here, kind of, sort of. It's not great, though. It's not glorious and wonderful, but it's kind of there. Let's see here. This could turn into a flat here, where you got 3 waves. You got 3 waves, and this turns into 5. And it comes down fast and furious. It comes down very quickly, okay? So this could be that's a flat in and of itself right there, right? And then you got 3 there, and there's your B wave, and now we look for C. And it comes down really hard, really fast. Takes out any liquidity, people that went long on this pullback here. Takes out those stops, and then eventually takes us on back up. And that's your bullish setup, guys. That's your bull setup right now, if there is one. That looks like it. Now, certainly this could keep pumping to the upside in some fashion if it wants to. If they want to pump it, they can. Let's see if this plays out here, guys. I'll check the chat here, see what you guys are saying. Oh, not many people talking. Everybody's just kind of chilling out. What's up, Evo? And there's a Stormborn Boy. Which one is your count there? Yeah. Sorry, I missed your comment there. This looks really good. This is a beautiful wave structure here. It looks very good. A strong potential here. Now, I also see the potential here for them to go on up here, take the high out first, and then go down. In other words, they could flag out here, hit the high, and then go down. So there's a trade setup for you. I'd like to see this just come on straight down, fast and furious. Boom. Pulling the fibs. Let's get a target and see if it comes down here. We got a trend line. Let's see. Oh, excuse me. We got that trend line right here. They played around, broke, and then came back in. They did some funky stuff here this morning. They broke it to the upside. They broke it to the downside first, broke it to the upside. Anyway, they were playing around there. So, yeah, watch that trend line right here. That it kind of correlates with the 1414 extension. So if price wants to come on down, watch this extension down here. Watch the anywhere from the 1-to-1 all the way down to the 1414. Now, excuse me. If I'm wrong about this being a flat up here, then this could be the end of our correction right here, and that's a wave 1 and a wave 2. And we just got wave 2 to the downside. So there's 1, there's 2, and now we're looking for wave 3, 4, and 5. If price breaks the previous top, that cannot be a 1-2. It cannot, per Elliott rules, cannot be a 1-2 to the downside if this top gets broken. All right, so those are my ideas for Bitcoin. Those are my wave structure ideas. Really, just got to take it wave by wave, guys. If you need some help navigating this wave, we analyze it every day in the morning and in the evening during live streams. Oh, excuse me. I would love to have you in there. I'm tired because I'm working hard, always in the Discord. Just trying to keep everybody informed as far as what the wave structure is doing. So. With that said, we'd love to have you in the Discord if you're not part of it. We'd love to invite you there. So just become a Patreon supporter, and we'll get you right in as fast as we can. All right. Ethereum here. What's going on with Ethereum? Ethereum is trash, is what it is. This wave is absolute trash. I can't even read it. I'm telling you, though, it doesn't look done, does it? This wave doesn't look done to the downside. It looks like it needs another wave down. But this wave doesn't look done to the upside. It looks like it might need another wave up. Hard to tell. This could come down like this and then up, and that would finish a 3-wave move, something like that. And then we would get our downward move. That's a possibility. You notice this trend line I have at the bottom. Ethereum's playing on a trend line right here. Currently playing on a price trend. What we have in this chart is a clear 3-wave, 3-wave. I'm looking for 5 waves here. And that might be a B wave. This might be A, B, and C. Or this is 3. This is 3. We're looking for 5 going up. Or we're just really bearish. It's getting ready to fall over, fall off the cliff, retest, and go. Now, ADA has been my go-to for a while, but I'll tell you what, I've kind of lost my love and feeling for ADA. I've been looking at ADA like this, where ADA was 3 waves to the upside. But now I'm looking for 3 waves to the downside. You say, well, Jim, you got them right here, A, B, C, right? Could that be 3 waves? Yes, it could. But this doesn't look finished here. So this could be 3 there, 3 there. And now we're looking to get 3 more to the downside, where we get another move down. And that's A, B, and then we get C. So we dump, and then we pump. Or this was a 3-wave move. That's it. And now we're going down. We're just working our way down. We're just working our way down. It's just going to keep rolling over to finish this wave. There could be some kind of ending diag working here. Excuse me. Maybe some kind of ending diag where you got 1, 2, waiting on 3 to finish. We get 4 and 5. In which case, we're looking for this thing to probably roll over. Come on down. ABC. ABC. Or ABC. Boom. Ending diag. And that's going to finish ADA's correction before if it goes back up. That's when it goes back up. Next year. Ugh, excuse me. So that's a possibility there. I kind of like this count. 1, 2. We're in 3 here. 4, 5. It takes ADA down quite a bit. Looking on the 4-hour chart, what do you notice? We got a price break. A momentum break on the 4-hour to the upside. So once you get a momentum break back down here to the downside, that's going to let you know continuation is coming. This kind of looks like A, B, or 1, 2. And this needs to come on down. It would seem to me this needs to come down to be a matching leg as this leg. And then we go up to match that. That would correlate with Bitcoin. That would correlate with Bitcoin, what I was seeing here, where, let's see, what time frame was that on? That was the 1 hour chart. So on the 1 hour chart on Bitcoin, we get this A, B, and C coming down there. So we come down, finish that leg, and then we go up for one more leg. That would correlate with that right there. If we come down for this leg first and then go up. Man, I am tired tonight, guys. I've even had some coffee and it's just not helping. Okay. Yeah, I can check the week. I've already checked the Duke. Where you been, man? I've already been on the daily time frame on. What do you want, for Bitcoin or for ADA? Because I've already been on the daily for Bitcoin, so I started there. We might rewind it. Okay, let's look at the DXY for a moment. DXY is forming an ABC. Okay, we've got an A, we got a B, and now we got a C wave. We've been talking about this wave for a long time, and I've been talking for a while now. I've been targeting 109 to 110, anywhere from 108 to 110, and we're moving on up. Okay, we're heading that direction, but I think we're gonna be playing around here for a little while first, flagging out before we go up and hit that, more than likely. So I see for the next month or so some kind of flag out in price before we get a final pump to the upside there. So that's what I'm expecting in Bitcoin. Some kind of something here before we go up in price. Then after that's done, we have a major crash. So it would seem to me that the markets need to go ahead and crash before the DXY does. Okay, and then as the DXY is crashing, the markets will have a chance to rebound and pump because people are getting out, selling out of the, or buying. They're selling their dollars for goods, right? So as the DXY goes down, markets begin pumping. So it would seem to me that we need it's going to take a little while for this to develop here. But this is the time that the markets should probably start potentially dumping, and dumping hard. Okay, dumping big time hard. So again, I'm kind of bearish right now. Bullish on the DXY for a while. I don't think it's finished. And I'm bearish in the regular markets. So let's look at S&P very quickly. Let me get it pulled up on my chart here. And let me get the NASDAQ pulled up as well. Hold on one second. All right, so here's my count for the NASDAQ right here. NASDAQ is, I've got a leading diag. Okay, so that's an initial wave. Okay. Then I have an A, B, C, and you got 5 waves in C, so it looks good. A, B, C with an extended C wave. And that looks like a good retrace of that first initial move. And now what looks to be developing is a 1-2-1-2 to the downside. Now, if that's the case, if that indeed is a 1-2-1-2, then price is getting ready to start diving here. Okay, there's 3. We got 1, 2. There's 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so that's a possibility there. So that's a bearish look at the NASDAQ, and that's going to give us 3 waves to the downside. A, 5 waves. B, 3 waves. C, 5 waves. Gets us back down to this range here. Okay. So I'm bearish on NASDAQ. S&P, same count. We got 5 waves leading diag. We got an ABC here, retesting it. So we got an A and a B now. Looking for the C wave. A, B, looking for C to come on down here. Okay. We got a 1-2-1-2 working on the chart. If that's a 1-2-1-2, that's a big if. Then we're looking for a wave like this. We're looking for a major crash coming. Major dumpage in the S&P, major dumpage in the NASDAQ. Big time. DXY pumps, NASDAQ and S&P dump over the next couple of months. Okay? Finishes this final quarter bearish. And then, once the dollar finds its top, I don't know when, between now and the first quarter of next year, then it starts tanking. And it may tank sooner. And then the markets may pump. Now, that's an idea. That's my take right now. If price for some reason, my interpretation of this is incorrect, and price starts coming up and takes that high out, then I'm going to have to recount this wave as 1-2. Okay, and I'm going to have to count this as maybe 5 waves like that, or I'm going to have to recount this wave in some way. Okay, so that's the contingency plan for if this wave starts coming up and taking the highs out. If it takes the highs out, we don't have an A, B anymore. We have, this was a correction, a finished correction. Okay, and this was maybe a final move to the upside or what. So, but anyway, always got to be ready to be wrong. But that's the way I'm looking at these waves. So my personal bias is I am bearish. Okay. All right, we are in a downtrend here. The 3-day on the NASDAQ has broken the structure. 3-day on the S&P has broken structure. Okay, and we've retested. So this is ready. This is ready to come on down with a big move, a very big move. So I'm expecting a large down move maybe this week, maybe next week, maybe beginning very soon. And that would correlate potentially to a very big move in BTC as well to the downside. Okay. Yeah, Alpha. If the Nasdaq and the S&P go down, yeah, BTC is going down too. Duke, did you want me to check the daily or the weekly on what? On Bitcoin or ADA? Anything particular? Like I said, I did check the weekly and the daily earlier. What's up, Adam? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, dude. My expectation right now for Bitcoin is potentially to come down for a C wave or a third wave, that we're in a wave 3 here or a wave C. We'll see if that plays out. Okay, let's look at XRP. XRP is trash as well. The wave structure is kind of trashy. When I say that, I just mean I don't understand it. I don't like the way it looks from an Elliott standpoint, and I have a hard time interpreting it. So that's kind of what I mean. Okay, we had a very, very nice 3-wave shape here with rejection. But then we got all these pumpy waves back to the upside, taking that wick out. So I don't know if they're going to take this up for another high to take that wick out or not. It looks like they may do that. I'm not certain. What I will do is draw this trend line on the RSI here. We got a really nice range here, a really nice movement here. It kind of looks like a wedge forming. So that usually means a break to the downside out of that. So there's a potential this is just going to come and break down from where we are. Boom. And this would be some kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. We get 5 down. Once 5 is finished, we'd have to look and see what's happening here. Because that could be A, B, C right there. Now, looking on the chart here, it looks like a potential flat is going on. There's two ways to look at this. You can look at this as, come on, A, B, and C, and that's done. That's finished. Or the B wave is a flat, and we're going to bring it over here. Okay, and then we have a C wave later. Okay, so when this B wave is finished, A, B, C right there, then we go up for C, the larger C, and once that's done, then we go down for another wave, another 3 waves, and this could get higher. You know, that's the idea, though. Here's liquidity right here. So there you go. That's the way XRP kind of looks. So in the higher time frame, I'm kind of bearish again, looking for this thing to finish. Looking for this wave to finish to the downside. Doesn't look done. Does not look done. And it has broken structure. We've broken and retested, looking for continuation. Hbar. Let's check out Hbar since that was requested here. Oh, man. We need to check gold and silver too, guys. So don't let me go tonight before gold and silver get checked. I look at Hbar and I see hidden bearish divergence all over it right now. It's hidden bear. We got this little three-wave move right here. Boom, boom, boom right there. Boom, boom, boom right there. When I compare the peaks, it's still down. It's not hidden bear quite yet, but it's working. This kind of looks like three waves. It may not be done. It may need one more wave up. One, two, three, four, five, something like that. BTC is looking good on a small time frame right now. But Hbar, man, I don't know. I mean, certainly it could start pumping out of here for sure. But I'm not seeing it quite ready yet. It's probably going to be a while. I'm not sure what Hbar is and what it does. So as long as it's got some long-term usage, some real-time usage, it might be a good buy. I mean, it's about as cheap as it's going to get. It's at 4 cents, man. So okay. Let's look at let's see. What I haven't looked at XLM tonight, and I want to look at gold. Yeah, that's what I want to look at first. Let's look at gold and silver, because gold and silver spiked last week, and you know, that's a big deal. Where is my gold chart? There it is. There's gold. Boom! Look at that. Look at that move, guys. Look at that. So what is going on the gold chart? Well, we got a three-wave move here, guys. We got an A, B, and a C here. And then we got a 5-wave move to the upside. And this may be a 3-wave correction that's done. Right here. This could be a 3-wave correction that's finished. All right? In which case, if you got 3 waves, let me draw it again. Boom, boom, boom. Almost hit the golden zone. Kind of hit it just prior. Found support right here at the previous 4th. And then it shot up. I would look for a 3-wave pullback of any kind. And maybe a long. And that's a 1-2. And gold is probably going to pop up to the upside. Why? Why would gold spike here? Because the people that with money know that markets are bad right now. They're exiting. They're going to be exiting positions and going into gold, man, gold and silver, so that they're protecting their assets, man. So yeah, I see it's prime for a pump, man. And you know, so I'm bullish on gold right now. I am. I think that pump is not a flat or anything like that. I think it's getting ready to go on up and going up fast. Silver is the same way. I got a 3-wave move in silver. Okay, it looks like I got a leading diag with a 3-wave pullback. I would love to see this get ready. There's 3 waves. Boom, let's go. Let's go. What's BTC doing on the small time frame here? We got a kind of an ABC there, but there's 3 waves right there. That wouldn't be an ending diag because that's not 3. Let's look a little closer at that wave structure. Interesting. This might turn into a complex correction back to the upside, or that was 3 waves right here. And now they're going to go up and take it up again. Maybe. Or this is a 1, 2, and a 1, 2, and they roll it over and go down fast. What say you guys? There's only 26 of you here tonight. Where is everybody? Yeah, I could do algo. Guys, if you want me to look at any charts, go ahead and pop them in the chat now. I'll go ahead and look at them. Just let me know. I'll do algo right now. And anything else you want me to look at quick, I'll look at. But I'll just give you a quick peek at it. I'll look at the RSI. I'll look at the wave structure. Algo has on the 4 hour, has a 3-wave shape here. What is that? This looks like an A, B, and a C. I'm not sure if that's 3 waves or the beginning of a 1, 2, 1, 2 to the downside where this goes down fast and we just go. And that's just a 1, 2, 1, 2. You got hidden bull. Nah, no we don't. It just a 4 hour reset. The daily has some upward momentum right now. But once this breaks to the downside, this momentum breaks that's going to be bearish. So that's what I'd watch on algo on the daily. Watch on the daily that trend line right there. If it breaks and closes, it's bearish. There's more downside coming. All right. All right, I've looked at XRP, I've looked at Ethereum, I've looked at ADA, looked at the DXY, S&P, NASDAQ, I've looked at Bitcoin, I've looked at algo. So last call, guys, last call. Anything you want me to take a peek at? Yeah, guys. I mean, I'm pretty bearish right now. The wave structure isn't showing that that pump that I was talking about last week. That potential bull trap. It didn't play. It broke the structure to the downside. Now, if they play it now, then they're watching my channel and they just did that to spite me. So it is what it is. But right now I'm pretty bearish in the markets. So small time frame, it could go up. Obviously, they could pump price, but overall, I think price needs to probably come down in the S&P and the Nasdaq and in Bitcoin. And then DXY needs to pump a little bit, but it's going to be the last hurrah for the DXY. And then it's going to start failing. Once the DXY fails, then the other markets will grow stronger and stronger more quickly, like gold, silver, and the regular markets if they're not dumping. Okay, I don't know how long things are going to take, guys. Timing is always difficult, and how long things take is always hard. But nevertheless, I am bearish until I can't be, until the market says otherwise, right? And when is that otherwise? When do I start getting more bullish, right? When do I start thinking, hey, maybe this is going up and not going down? I think the best signal for now is again where we break back into the structure zone of price here. So we break back in here. If that happens on price and RSI indicates the same kind of thing, then we get bullish again, at least for another wave, which could be some kind of a diag. All right, guys, that's the way I'm looking at the charts. Hope you guys have a great night. I'm pretty tired. I need to go ahead and we're going to call it a night. Be careful trading. Monday trading's always a trap, so be careful. Sunday night and Monday, they're trappy, so watch out for this bull. This kind of a correction maybe, so be careful. If it breaks back to the upside, that may be a bullish signal, but if she breaks down here and breaks this wave structure, that's going to be continuation to the downside. So thanks for joining me tonight on tonight's Sunday Night Charts. I'm glad you stopped by. I enjoyed it. Tell your friends about the channel, guys. Don't forget to share the love in the comments and everywhere else. I hope y'all have a great night. We'll talk at you later. Bye-bye, guys.